been putting my hands on every art supply in my studio, and I found all my gray watercolors, Daniel Smith Gray Watercolors, and I'm deciding whether to keep it or sell it. So some of these might go in the sell pile. So I've got probably 3 tubes of this, and this is Payne's Gray, just typical Payne's Gray. And it is PB29 and PBK 9. So we're going to start with that, and we're going to look and find out what kind of properties it has. It's really pretty. Find out what kind of properties it has compared to the other pigments that I have. It looks to me like it is a fairly neutral gray. I'm just going to pull it out here. I am using Shazam rough paper so I can see if it's got any granulation. Let's put quite a bit of water here just to see. And I'm also using a Princeton Aqua Elite number 8 round. Okay, so that's good. I like it. It's a good neutral, and I think it would be easy to lift because of the pigments that are in it, and I like it. All right, now let's go with Jane's Gray. Now Jane Blundell, she actually was a part of the creation of Jane's Gray, and it is a combination of PB29 ultramarine blue, which is in this, and PBR7, which is burnt sienna. Nice dark, very similar in color. Let's put a little bit of more water in there, see what kind of granulation it has. I like that one too. And you know what? I always have these 2 pigments on my palette. So I think it would provide good harmony for a dark, because it's just a convenience mix of ultramarine blue and burnt sienna. And you could have a pan of this all to itself. Matter of fact, Jane's Gray has a spot in this palette, which is Daniel Smith's 24 set, and I'll link this below if you'd like to have it, and each of these if you'd like to have those. This one, let's look at them a little closer. This seems more neutral. I really can't see much of the blue, a little bit of blue. This, I don't know. That looks neutral too. They're very similar. They're very, very similar. Okay, so next up in the line is Alvaro's Fresco Gray. Now this has ultramarine blue, PB29, PV15, which is ultramarine violet, and PW6, which is titanium white. So this might have a little bit of a different cast to it. Yeah, I'm seeing more violet in this, but it is nice. I got quite a bit of pigment there. I don't know, it looks a little bit more opaque to me. Probably because of the PW6. Okay, now there's something about this last one. Let me go ahead and mark these. This is Payne's Gray. Payne's Gray. PB29 and PBK9. And this is Jane's Gray. I like this one. I like this one a lot. And this is PB29 and PBR7, I think. I think it's 7. PBR7, yes. Okay, and this is Alvaro's Fresco Gray. And it's PB29, PV15, Ultramarine Violet, and PW6. I can see the opaqueness there. And the next one we have is Neutral Tint. And Neutral Tint has a property to it that is very interesting, and I'll tell you after the fact, after I lay it down. But you'd be surprised on Neutral Tint. Let's get this one. On how similar it looks. That's a nice dark. I think you can get Neutral Tint a little bit darker. It's nice. You know, they're all very similar. Let's put a little bit of water in there. See what kind of undertone it has. Has a little bit of a blue and a violet undertone. But there is something about Neutral Tint that you'll see once these dry down. So I've decided to keep Jane's Gray on my palette. I'm going to get rid of Payne's Grays. I just don't think they have a place, and I think it looks a little bit dull. So I do like these three. But, oh yes, I was going to take Neutral Tint, and I was going to do a little mixing with this white, because I want to see what kind of an opaque gray this makes with each of them. Let me get a little bit of Neutral Tint here. Nice. That's a nice creamy gray. Very neutral. Very neutral. I think that maybe we can see the undertone. I like that one. See the undertone. Now see, I'm seeing a little bit of violet in the Alvaro's Fresco Gray. Now that it's drying a little bit. Let's put some of this white. I love to mix white with my colors. And I don't know if it's because of the... Oh, look. See, I think that's a little bit cooler. That's got a little bit more blue in it. Or purple. I'm seeing a little bit of purple, a little bit of violet, dark lavender colors in there. I'll hold it up at the end. And then Jane's Gray is, I'm expecting to see a little bit more blue because it's ultramarine blue, but we'll see. They're all really close. Yeah, I don't know. These two are looking a lot alike, but this I'm seeing a little bit more of a violet undertone. And Payne's Gray, which I think I've already decided against Payne's Gray. But, you know, let me see. I might change my mind. Let's see. That was just a little bit. Yeah, I think that one's a little cooler yet. This reminds me of pencil lead. This has a little bit more of a blue undertone. This has a real violet undertone. And I think even neutral tint has a violet undertone. What do you think? Leave in the comments. So one thing about neutral tint, I will tell you, and oh, by the way, if you like this, give me a thumbs up. Oh, sorry for shaking the table. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe. And this is real, the real, authentic stuff. I do not AI anything. So neutral tint is a very staining color. Once you put it down, say you put your shadows in first, a real light wash of shadows with neutral tint. Once you put it down, it stays. It's very staining, and it's really difficult to lift. Now, I might be able to lift this a little bit because it's still wet. However, yeah, it just soaks in. It just soaks into the paper. Now, it's lifting a little bit, but I bet you I'll show you. This one might be a little more staining. However, it should lift a little bit easier than neutral tint. And Jane's Gray, I expect it to lift fairly easy. Get it wet and watch it. Watch it. It might make a... It didn't lift as easy as I thought. I just think this one looks very dull, where these look brighter. So I think I am going to get rid of my Payne's Grays. I just don't think that I need them. And I may as well put them out into the world. So let me know if you like this kind of content, you guys, and I'll make some more of it. I have a lot of watercolors that I need to destash, or declutter. So I'll talk to you later. Thanks. Bye.